For more than 40 years, John Travolta has lived in front of cameras, audiences, and endless public attention. From disco floors to dramatic roles, his life has been filled with applause and recognition. Yet behind that spotlight exists a much quieter story, one shaped by personal loss, emotional endurance, and private reflection. At 71, Travolta no longer carries himself like someone chasing fame. His movements are slower, his words more thoughtful, and his presence more restrained. Those close to him notice a man who has learned to protect his peace after decades of heartbreak. Fans, too, sense that something has changed. It is not sadness in the traditional sense, but a deeper understanding of life's fragility. He has faced losses that would have shattered many. Instead of breaking, he learned to adapt. Today, his silence speaks louder than any headline. It reflects a man who has already traveled through grief and returned with wisdom rather than bitterness. John Travolta was born on February 18, 1954 in Inglewood, New Jersey, into a hardworking family of 6 children. Money was limited, but imagination was not. His father managed a small tire business, working long hours to support the household. His mother, Helen, was an actress and drama teacher who filled their home with music, scripts, and rehearsals. Their living room often felt like a stage. For young John, creativity was not optional. It was part of daily life. Watching his mother teach and perform planted early seeds of confidence. Even when life outside felt difficult, home offered safety. Performances were encouraged, mistakes were forgiven, and emotions were expressed openly. This environment shaped him deeply. It gave him a sense of belonging long before fame arrived. It also taught him that art could become a form of survival. Despite his supportive home, school was not easy for John. He was shy, thin, and struggled with a stutter. Classmates often teased him, making him feel invisible. Some days, simply speaking felt like a challenge. These experiences created deep insecurities, yet when he sang, danced, or acted, something changed. Fear disappeared. Confidence replaced hesitation. His mother noticed this transformation immediately. She encouraged him to pursue theater seriously. She believed expression could heal emotional wounds. Instead of retreating, John learned to perform. He turned pain into movement and embarrassment into humor. Slowly, the stage became his safe place. While others saw entertainment, he felt freedom. This connection to performance would guide every major decision in his life. John's first major emotional breakthrough came through a small community play directed by his mother. His role was minor, but his response was powerful. He improvised, interacted with the audience, and felt laughter fill the room. That moment changed everything. The applause did more than boost his confidence. It gave him direction. He realized that making people feel something mattered deeply to him. Years later, he would describe that experience as life-defining. It taught him that he belonged on stage. From that point forward, acting was no longer a hobby. It became a mission. He began studying seriously, rehearsing constantly, and dreaming bigger. That first applause became the foundation of his future. At 16, John made a decision that terrified his family. He dropped out of high school and moved to New York City. He had little money, no connections, and no safety net. He stayed in cheap rooms, worked multiple jobs, and survived day by day. He washed dishes, cleaned floors, and delivered packages. Every dollar mattered. During the day, he attended acting classes he could barely afford. At night, he reflected on whether he could continue. Many times, quitting seemed easier, but he refused. That stubborn determination became his defining trait. He believed that struggle was temporary, but regret would be permanent. Slowly, his skills improved. His stutter faded. His confidence grew. Survival turned into momentum. By the time John reached Broadway, he had transformed. The shy boy had become a commanding performer. Opportunities increased. Casting directors noticed his discipline. Audiences responded to his energy. Yet emotionally, he remained sensitive. Success did not erase insecurity. Instead, it intensified his need for connection. During this period, he met actress Diana Hyland while filming The Boy in the Plastic Bubble. Their relationship developed quickly. She was older, experienced, and emotionally grounded. For John, she became a source of stability. He felt understood. For the first time, love felt secure. They planned a future together. He believed he had finally found balance. Diana had previously battled cancer. When John met her, doctors were hopeful. Unfortunately, her health declined rapidly. While his career was rising, her condition worsened quietly. When doctors confirmed the seriousness, time was limited. John rushed to be by her side. He stayed with her until her final moments. She passed away at 41. For him, the loss was overwhelming. He was still young and emotionally unprepared. He later admitted he had never loved anyone the same way. The future he imagined disappeared overnight. Grief hit suddenly and deeply. Work became his escape. Faith and routine helped him function, but emotionally, the wound never fully healed. Soon after, John became a global star through Greece. His image was everywhere. Fans adored him. Studios competed for his time. Yet privately, another tragedy unfolded. His mother, Helen, was diagnosed with breast cancer. She chose not to tell him immediately, fearing it would distract him. When he finally learned, he dedicated himself to her care. He visited constantly and tried to lift her spirits. He sang to her. He joked with her. He became her emotional support. Despite his efforts, she passed away months later. Losing the woman who introduced him to performance was devastating. Fame felt meaningless. Success became emotional armor. After losing Diana and his mother, John immersed himself in work. Acting became therapy. Structure gave him control. Projects filled emotional gaps. He avoided social scenes. Interviews revealed his focus on discipline. While others celebrated his success, he focused on staying functional. This period shaped his professional reliability. Directors trusted him. Producers valued his commitment. But emotionally, he remained guarded. Grief had taught him that attachment carried risk. He learned to protect himself through productivity. Eventually, John met Kelly Preston. Their relationship developed gradually. Both had experienced instability and disappointment. Together, they sought calm. Marriage brought emotional grounding. Fatherhood deepened his sense of purpose. When their son Jet was born, John embraced family life fully. He prioritized presence over publicity. He wanted to be different from absent Hollywood parents. His home became his refuge. For a time, life felt balanced. Jet faced serious health challenges from early childhood. He was diagnosed with Kawasaki disease and suffered seizures. The family adjusted privately. They created routines around safety and supervision. They avoided public discussion to protect Jet's dignity. John and Kelly focused on care rather than attention. Their lives revolved around stability. It was exhausting but meaningful. Love replaced convenience. In 2009, tragedy struck in the Bahamas. Jet suffered a seizure and fell. Despite immediate medical response, he passed away at 16. John attempted CPR desperately. Later, he described the moment as unbearable. Losing his child shattered him. He admitted he questioned survival. Motivation disappeared. Life lost color. The grief was overwhelming. Media attention worsened the pain. Private suffering became public spectacle. Recovery took years. Therapy, family support, and time slowly helped. The birth of Benjamin brought renewed purpose, not as replacement, but as continuation. John learned to live with grief instead of against it. He accepted that pain would remain. He chose presence over escape. Kelly battled breast cancer privately for 2 years. She chose dignity over publicity. When she passed in 2020, John announced it simply. No drama, no anger, just gratitude. He stepped away from public life to support his children. This loss felt different. He was older. Responsibility was heavier. Grief became quiet and internal. After Kelly's death, John simplified his life. He reduced appearances. He became selective. Fame no longer motivated him. He valued privacy. Interviews became rare. His focus shifted to parenting and personal peace. Paragraph 16. Losing friends and facing patterns. When Olivia Newton-John and Kirstie Alley passed away, John mourned deeply. Both were close friends. Both died from cancer. The pattern was painful. His tributes were personal and sincere. Loss had become familiar. He spoke its language fluently. In recent years, false death rumors spread online. John responded calmly. No anger, no outrage, just quiet reassurance. This reaction reflected emotional maturity. He no longer engaged in conflict. He chose serenity. Paragraph 18. Letting go of possessions. Friends noticed he began giving away personal items. Not for publicity, not for profit. Simply letting go, simplifying life, reducing attachments. These actions felt intentional, reflective, peace-focused. Today, John works selectively. He values time over status. He speaks about presence, gratitude, and emotional honesty. Legacy matters less than connection. He no longer fights aging or loss. He acknowledges both. His life reflects acceptance. John Travolta has buried his first love, his mother, his son, his wife, and close friends. Yet he remains, not unchanged but wiser, not untouched but resilient. His story is not about tragedy alone. It is about survival with grace. Whether he is preparing for a final chapter or simply protecting his peace, one truth remains: he has earned the right to live quietly. After a lifetime of giving the world entertainment, he now gives himself understanding.